I feel like I gotta say, it's not a crime to enjoy Drake and Kendrick Lamar's music. It's not a crime. Ever since that whole beef situation, it feels like there's been a great divide. You're either a Drake fan and you criticize and overanalyze everything that Kendrick does and say he's fake deep, or you're a Kendrick fan and you say that everything that Drake has been doing has been a flop. He hasn't been able to come back. He's dead in the water. It's over. But I don't believe in that. I feel like there's somewhere in the middle, like me, where you enjoy both. There's moments where I've enjoyed Drake more. There's moments where I've enjoyed Kendrick more. I feel like Kendrick, obviously, I feel like it's obvious. He obviously won the beef. But I'll always listen to Drake music way more than I listen to Kendrick music.
Never say never. Never, never.
But, and there is a but, when it comes to Drake music, it seems like I only have to listen to everything that came out in and before 2018. Ever since Scorpion, I do enjoy, there's always gonna be joints on a Drake album. There's always gonna be really good songs on every Drake album. But it just seems like every album is getting worse and worse and worse and worse. There's a couple songs on this new album that are some of the worst Drake songs I've ever heard in my entire life. Nokia is undisputably the worst Drake song ever. That song is garbage. I never want to hear that song again. And if you were ever genuinely a supporter of Drake's music, you shouldn't love that song. Let me make my case, because I feel like what has happened in the Drake supporter fandom is kind of similar to what has happened to the MCU. When the MCU first kicked off, it was the real comic book fans, the people that love comics, the people that stay true to the comics, and etc. Yes, people are always going to be critical here and there, but for the majority, the fandom was normal. But when Marvel got super mainstream, you have these new age fans, these easy to please fans, these microwave fans. And what Marvel realized with all these new age fans basically taking the majority of the fandom now, they're like, hey, they're so easy to please, we don't really have to bend over backwards anymore. We can do a cheap cameo here, a cheap storyline there, a couple things here at the ending, post-credit scene to get everyone excited, and we'll still basically make the same money. It'll save so much more time and effort. And that's why the MCU has been basically crashing out ever since No Way Home. And that's kind of what has happened to the Drake fandom, because before, I feel like there was a good balance in the fandom. But eventually when he got too big, and then the new age fans, the internet, social media started blowing up, he just started talking about Michael Jackson every 5 minutes and wanting to be his record. And ever since then, the quality of the music hasn't really been there. I do think that there's more than a couple songs on the album that are enjoyable, but just overall, as someone that has been listening to Drake ever since the beginning, yes, probably the numbers will be there, the sales will be through the roof, but musically, this shit ain't it. And I know social media is a dumb place, because I keep hearing people talk about the Give Me a Hug record. That record is ass! That record wouldn't even hit during Drake's prime. In 2016-18, whenever his prime was. If he dropped that song, it would be trash then. It has nothing to do with the whole beef, the Kendrick thing. All that stuff is behind. It's a new slate. In a new slate, with the new slate perspective. With that perspective, this music is trash. I played the album last night. I enjoyed half of the tracks. I replayed it today. The replay value just isn't really hitting. It's just, And I want to like songs. I want to like the song. I want to like the music. But it's just not there. This album didn't really feel like, some songs did feel like throwaway songs, but other songs, what's below a throwaway? Whatever is below a throwaway, a destroyed, whatever you want to call it, that's what some of these songs on this album sound like. To everyone praising that Give Me a Hug song, guys, listen, I feel like you guys are just too caught up in this beef. You guys want to pick a side and pick Drake's side and say, guys, let's be honest, that song is ass. I will not allow that song to become a hit. It's not good. It sounds lazy, it sounds unenthusiastic, unpassionate. It's kind of like a rehashment of things he's already done 100 times in the past, but it's just not done as good. Mind you, this is a collab album. From my experience, most of the time it's a money grab. So I'm still looking forward to the next Drake project. I feel like he's going to put all his eggs in that basket. So I'm really hyped for the next project. But to me, this project was not it. It was enjoyable last night, but on the when I listened to it, it's not it, man. I really, as a Canadian, as a Torontonian, right? I'm not just a Canadian. I'm a Torontonian. I really wanted to enjoy the album, but it's not. Maybe it'll sound different, but maybe I gotta be at a party or be outside somewhere, hear the songs, and it'll hit different. But as of right now, the music's not really hitting. But let me know what you guys think. Did you guys enjoy the album? Do you guys think I'm being overly critical? Obviously, I don't have a side in the whole Kendrick thing, and I hate now that every time someone talks about Drake or Kendrick, you gotta talk about the other side. But I saw a lot of reactions on social media, and I saw a lot of people picking sides. Oh, the Super Bowl. Oh, this album's trash. Oh, he's never coming. It's like, guys, it's over. It's done. They did it. It was a historic moment in hip hop. It's over with. Let's move on.